It's their aggression and their confidence.
All right.
But it's like a
Come on.
double-edged sword because
Let's see what this looks like.
token,
We got Liquid on defense. We got Koi on
overheat all the
attack.
time, and they're griefing these rounds. So they need to work on their coordination and their overall game plan. But we're going to start it off right here on Split.
Yeah, I mean, it is all up in the air, right? It's just like, what do we see from these two? How much has been adjusted?
Okay, so
It's a real
info trip
touching
over
of base
towards
between
B. I
both
mean,
of them,
it's
because,
actual info.
as said, I think there were some high hopes for these squads, and we saw glimmers of it, but it certainly didn't
Camera,
amount to the
camera
results they would have
contact,
been after.
Omen
So
flash
they've had a little
swing.
bit of downtime
You
during
might actually
Madrid,
see it.
got to
Into the
sit back at
dog
home
clear
and
over
watch
towards
your
A. I
players'
mean, Liquid have been very
nightmare. And now we have to see what
proactive.
they've got here for us. Nat's already going to be checked on. The Paranoia going to slow the roll and give him a way out, but looks like Koi are pretty hell
Yeah,
bent
they're trying to
on
force
get
into
towards
this
having
one.
control in this
And
3-2
Mystic
split.
probably needs to leave sight. And we got to keep an eye on
like how
Kiko. So they
Team
dogged
Liquid
over towards A.
abandoned
All
that
the A was
B7
clear
setup.
and he just went
They didn't
aggro.
have
And it
the
kind of
numbers to
looks
deal with
like
it, and they re-aggress towards
ready
the
for a
main area
push.
here. As the map goes quiet, Koi actually just pumped a little bit, saw what was going on, didn't break the Cypher cam.
whoa,
yet, though.
I mean, ready, but also not looking
surely
at his screen. And they still push B main with that as well.
As you noted, that little B main kind of
Yeah, that is, I
reaggress,
mean,
that
that is just
space
the
taking,
IGL
that reaction
staring
to
at
losing
his
heaven control
mini-map.
opens up so much of an avenue, and look at the position that
They
Koi
got
have to
no
work
map
with. They need to
control.
fight back for some
The Koi
space.
need to go
They need
aggro,
CT
they
be
do
main,
it,
they need a little
and someone
something.
has to
They don't have
go.
heaven, so they've opted for CT.
I mean, someone has to pop off.
Looking like this is the challenge they're after, but it's already being considered. You can see the positioning coming out from Yampi. Perfect consideration, and a
done.
great bit of work from Yampi there. This is Starting Starks, a great player himself. But way
Okay,
too
this
many
was nice
numbers.
from
Josh,
Liquid,
that was a
though.
beautiful round.
Yeah, it really was.
That was actually a beautiful round.
Yeah,
There's
actually was. Trap
actually
play over
so many
towards
things that they
Heaven,
did well
proactive
there,
over
and
towards
this
A.
is kind of like one of the things that, at least Koi, when they reflect on whatever happens this game, this is like a round that they want to look at for their own defense sides, because Team Liquid did everything well there. They had the setup on B Heaven. They realized, hey, we're getting pressured here hard. What happens? They push through A main. Kiko goes all the way through sewers, you know, helping out the team with a little bit of map control and info. And then what happens was the B Heaven players, they disengage from B Heaven, they go back into site, and then they re-aggress on B main. As soon as they make contact at sewers, they're
good,
pushing
man.
through B main and taking that contact as well.
And
So
we
really
get
good
the
proactivity
Outlaw
there.
out.
Then once they get the man
Outlaws
advantage,
out,
they
can
kind of
completely
slow
farm
down,
everyone.
they wait,
We'll
they wait
see
for Koi to make the
if
next
anyone
mistake,
from Koi
and
overbought.
they
Probably
do
not, because they got
right
the
there.
convo.
All right, Movistar Koi gonna have to really get their heads in the game here. It looks like Liquid have turned up to play. A really good look in the
With his
first
breaches
round. Being
crosshair,
rewarded
bro,
for that
Shadow
behavior
always
will
has the
set
worst
you in
crosshairs you've
motion.
ever seen.
Early flash will connect. So
Consistently
not really
for
gonna know
years.
how many, but certainly bodies are on this side of the map. And wait and see if there is that
All the
proactive
best, depending on
approach.
which way you look at
Obviously
it.
a fine margin. Don't want to go too overboard, but that's a lot of information for Enzo there.
Yeah, it's great info.
Yeah, and with that, they're
Koi
holding
can't
the
really
line
trade
over
too
towards middle, and they can
aggressively
just have this
here, but I
rotate
think they
coming
don't-
from Yampi.
That's not their plan right now. Their plan right now is to kind of like work the econ a little bit, maybe get an opening pick here, and then see what they can go from there. They're not really heavily invested in this. They got 3 classics. They're just biding their time and seeing how many mistakes Liquid can make. And as we pointed out, they have a tendency
Coach's
to
tier list, bro, it'd just be me guessing, man.
Let's see if that's
We have
been
no
worked
idea.
on. Is that composure now key along Team Liquid? Yampi maintaining control, but a quick slip through the vents. This then kind of pours in. Kiko
Oh, Kiko could really farm this. Oh,
should be able to hold off quite well. Yep, does do good damage and dips away. Gonna make them work for their dinner. And there's no easy kills coming in here for Koi.
30 seconds
Yeah, and what's
left.
happening though is that we're seeing Liquid right now. They have to back up, and they're giving so much space and respect. They have to give this space and respect. But what that means is over on A side, it's just Nats there between them and the site. If they're able to get into Nats, kill him, and get the spike planted, that's a really good eco round.
10 seconds. Can they cause
These two
any sort
playing
of
off.
chaos? Maybe a plant?
these two playing off each other well. The plant does go down. They'll take that as a win.
And
They'll really
one
take
kill.
that as a win. Extra
That's
bit of
about
money
it.
for
I mean,
everyone.
it's not ideal. Nats handled the pressure well.
Chonk with
Who's
the
gonna
prime.
come in?
Thank you so much,
I mean,
man.
but as said, for Koi,
The
they weren't
odds that
expecting
still
wonders, they weren't
flames,
expecting
bro,
miracles,
it's
it was
gonna
just get a grip of the
happen.
map,
It's
see what they can
guaranteed.
work out, see what they can pressure and if they could do some economic damage towards Team Liquid.
Yeah, we're forcing out a couple of repurchases of armor. We took out Nats. We got the spike plant. We got the orb from A main as well. So all things considered, things are going decently well for an eco round. You can't really ask for too much there. And right now they're just building towards their economy and their ultimate economy. This is
Everyone
gonna be one of
gets
the
heavy armor.
bigger
No one
rounds
missing
of the
anything
half
because they got
because
the
we're
double
getting
plant.
really close to some ultimates, namely the
And,
Fade's
I mean,
ulti.
honestly, this
And
is not
if
looking
Koi
great for
gets
a
that
bonus. Let's see what
early into
damage
the
they can
half
do.
and able to swing some rounds because of it, I think that's going to be
I like
really
this from
scary for
Liquid to side.
here
Obviously,
because
there's the guns,
Split, you
big gun
need
diff,
as
so
many
they got to go
defense as possible.
aggro. Is this just a trap play,
Again,
or
I'm kind of eyes on Liquid
yeah?
here as
So it
well, just to see if they have
is
something
raise
in mind on
spots,
this
then
kind
they
of,
sky
bonus
flash,
round
and
that
then they
they're
can
left on.
omen flash.
A little bit of a repurchase here and there, but Nats didn't particularly invest heavily. So again, Trying to keep that money building.
Well, this is good. No one pushes over towards B. They hear no util to push through their one way, and now they have a 4-person punish over towards middle. When Flash goes in,
all four people here playing retake A.
I mean, maybe they, but like,
a little bit ill-timed.
Yeah, they kind of went a bit early with it, but it's a bonus. Can't be too angry.
Camo, lucky to be alive, but still standing. This kind of plays in Nats. This is a lot on his shoulders again. He only has a ghost, so this isn't one of the rounds you're expecting him to pop off, but can he buy a couple of seconds? Cage triggered. Can Koi keep this clean? All rifles, you want to see those
he still has a kill
forward.
trip here.
Already site going to be cleared, so they know that they can ferry across the spike. That should be going down any second. Looks like that's the case. Any sort of
I don't think Liquid's even going to get one here. Mystic maybe has the best chance.
Not a great deal to play with, a very tricky.
They got a dog and a flash.
Still a flash and the dog on Enzo. A little bit of kit, not a great deal. There.
I like what Liquid's doing. They're not rushing into anything. They're clearing everything. They clear the vents.
Yeah, and this is kind of ensuring that actually maybe they can get some kills. The person they got to worry about is Shados. Shados is like the insurance at the moment.
They're going to take their time. If they have an opportunity, they're going to go for it. But at the worst case, it's a bonus round. They don't care. They're just going to, if they make all of Koi die to the spike here, that's a win.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You could already see him trying to escape through CT. Enzo going to grab another. That's Scorino down. And this is
they've done really good damage-wise.
And again, these are rifles they were losing. Luckily, Shadows
double armor rebuy as well.
That's just two standing.
Damn, bro, he got greedy.
He was
got greedy for a gun and goes down as well.
He ran back into it.
That's a costly first buy for Movistar Koi. That's going to sting a little bit. They can afford it again, but they lose that nice buffer.
What was he trying to do? Get the skin or something?
Getting a buffer is nicer. We're about to start seeing.
Did he literally go in for the skin?
Especially if we start seeing them going for either of the orbs. So we might see like an A main or a B main control at the start of the round, get that orb. They'll get that ulti online with a kill or with a spike plant. So that's going to be something that I'm looking forward to here to see how they.
That's a real question mark, bro. I think he actually wanted a skin. That is, that's too much, man. Oh my goodness. Even though they won the round, like what cost is that? Okay, speaking of the round, it is a huge round in terms of the econ, right? Big rounds. Cool.
That they can kind of have this first stage.
Massive threat where this game's going. No ults. No one's even close to an ult other than Yampi, 2 kills. Liquid being very proactive over towards B main. Like all the time. Late push on the pistol, trap play on the bonus.
But how much information do they get from that? Again, it is a play for control. They do.
No, that's wrong. Trap play on the second round, sorry.
Banner towards B main, make them work if they want to try and retake that space. But you can already see the lean. They're starting to go over towards events. This has been a pressure point. This is not subtle. And 2 players will be in response.
Yeah, and how do these two react to?
Already see the drift coming through from Yampi as well.
This guy could get into this corner and they could actually have a pretty good crossfire.
Into this, and it looks like that may be the case. Again, caution being aired by Koi. Nats play. Oh my god.
Boss?
What just happened?
Damn, really?
Gonna find 2, and that is a fumble and a half.
Yeah, it really is. On a big buy round to not get that kill.
Really unexpected. Enzo is almost played out of this round. It's going to require a 1v3. Incredibly difficult.
Bro, that fell apart. They had such a good chance to get a pretty good crossfire going. Like holding each other's back, and then they could have played off each other, right? Just this guy holding here, this guy holding here. I mean, even the original plan to go behind this wall wasn't too bad. He just missed the shot.
So what did we see that was right from Team Liquid? Well, they got the aggression onto B main.
40 killed, yeah, he 40 killed and switched to the next target.
Putting pressure on mid. They got the info on the Omen. They had a really good setup towards A ramp, where basically
big error, really.
all this aggression towards B and B
in terms of costly.
Funnel all of the Movistar's Koi players through the vents into A heaven, and that's where Cypher and Omen are playing together. They're not playing one site, one heaven. They're not, split up or anything like that. They're not trying to hold the site even. They're just trying to lock down one specific area, and that's A heaven. And if Nats gets that kill, it's like we're having a completely different conversation.
Yeah,
so
it is all down to that kill.
In itself was good, and I think we're seeing a better revamped Liquid right now.
It does look like it, right?
Yeah.
But it almost stings us because you're still staring at a 2-2 scoreline.
Yeah.
Because this one moment, I don't know if he thought he had the kill.
No, he definitely thought he had the kill there.
Again, but it's so rare to see that from Nats as well, right? Like he's normally your kind of like rock solid player, makes few mistakes, and seeing that happen early is a little unfortunate. Hopefully they don't lose.
The Gambit boys, yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best round with Shados doing this and Nats doing that.
And Koi are gonna love that. That's a chance to rebuild, get the buffer back.
Wrong.
They are now so close to some of those.
Okay, and that's what forces them down to an eco, and the next buy round is gonna be absolute madness.
Another.
Because we're gonna have a lot of ults. Speaking of ults, Kiko gets this orb if he wants it. That is his ult, and they could use it into this one. It's one of those ults where you could snowball, sweep 5-person group over towards middle. There's 3 people here. What's the timing like? Earlier they didn't really get the timing right on this one.
Maybe even popping the raise rocket here. Good bait out from Koi though.
Yeah, Koi.
And honestly, if you're Koi right now, this is an easy call, right? You just saw that the raise nade came from B here. You can just group up A and just avoid the raise ult. They go B to where the raise through the nade. I feel like they missed their chance, but again, you don't want to rush into it too early. Yeah, Liquid go for a stack over towards A, and honestly, the cut of sounds worked well for
but they bought a lot of time. They're down to about 40 seconds now for Koi. Looking for that re-hit. They still have a lot of utility to play with, and now middle control.
This is a bit tough.
Oh, they're actually leaning A though. Oh, they're leaning A, 30 seconds, and there's a raise ult, and the gun. The gun is not here.
They might go into you, and that's exactly what you want, but the rifle's not with them right now.
Oh, this is still scary. I know they have classics here, but...
Do they get any benefits? Camo already going to clear Mystic. There are still 2 players here. Another spotted and another taken down. The gamble stack not really working out, as they did lose Enzo in the meantime. So that's
yeah, I mean, honestly, because with how scary it looked with the time there, it went pretty well for Koi.
And I think hats off to Koi on that round for having the understanding of the awareness that
who's drawing. I'm pretty sure it's Steel.
They didn't go straight into a trap. They didn't go.
They have the same technology though.
We're going up here.
They actually have more technology. I think they can zoom in and stuff.
And they didn't go with that. They were just waiting to see what the reaction was, because Team Liquid, they don't have, if they're on Eco, they don't have a lot of abilities, right? They don't have the money for the abilities. So they basically, once they see anything happen, they have to act on that. So they get triggered.
What a draw with mouse. Okay, so this is a massive buy round, and that's interesting. So they now know the trip is here, but I'm telling you, this trip is a night.
Toyed with and Starks are rewarded out of nowhere. That's devastating.
Why peek that early into your Viper ulti? Once you pop that, you just wait behind the wall, have someone protect you to make sure that it gets up all the way.
Yampy, you have a trip here.
Spam. You know that's going to come. Every Viper player knows this. So a little bit of an
Molly
moment there by Yampy.
If you're scared of them gonna go break the trip, just Molly.
The action from Team Liquid. They lose a player, they lose mid, they're gonna take something else. They're gonna take B main here. Now they don't even care. Go up B heaven if you want, Koi. Go up, because you're gonna get to the site. Now we're gonna pinch you on a 3-prong attack on the retake.
There was an Omen TP and he wanted to clear it. Yeah, but that's fine. You can go get your team to clear it.
The Koi likes to take is through that vent, slicing up middle. Garino already noting the players over towards B main. There's no subtlety towards this. But if anything, it just encourages
it's nice from Koi, but at the same time. And every single time Liquid, see, Liquid are doing the same thing that they used to do. Lose someone over towards mid, go aggro over towards B. And although it is the right thing to do, sometimes it's just a little bit too readable. This is going to be interesting. One either side of him.
Nat survive, already being pinched here. Player left, right, and center. He goes down again. This is the pressure, though. Mystic still amongst them. In a lot of danger here. Has to swing.
Yeah, they are just on top of them fully of everything that's going on.
No chance they're going to bring that operator in for this one. And I've got to give credit again. Koi looking like they're very aware of what Liquid wants to do. They've identified that very early on now.
Yeah, they look like they have a lot of layers in their attack, but I think that's nothing new from them. Like, we saw this all throughout kickoff.
And yeah, it was a nice run from Koi, and again, Liquid in terms of what they showed in kickoff, especially when you look at this map, like, in terms of just normal fundamentals, right? You lose somewhere, you normally take it back, right? And this is something that they were doing, and this is something that, like, Na'Vi punished them with. And sometimes you can, this is going to sound weird, but sometimes you can play, like, perfect Valorant, and it is easy to work out what you're gonna do, right? So like, even though they're doing the right thing, sometimes you need to like throw some like gambles in there or something like this. And I think that Liquid need to rely on, after doing some of this stuff and maybe getting caught out, I think they maybe need to play a little bit more gambly. Not with the first kill, like not with the first kill, more in like these 4v5 situations.
Liquid there is that Mystic came all the way from A all the way to B, but he just kind of like started standing around, like walking around with no real purpose or direction there. I think if he was able to get closer,
Koi looked drilled. Oh, they were so ready for this push, like so ready.
To get into market to help keep Nats alive there.
Yep. Yeah.
They're back.
Yeah, I was gonna say these two are fully back again.
I'm looking at the ults as well now. This is gonna start adding
this
another
is
layer to this.
a nightmare. 2 big ults to get over towards the site, and this is a good ult for Shados to secure it. So Op comes out over towards B, and they put a lot of emphasis on taking B. Rifle shoots this, so they don't know about the Op. A comes in as well. Enzo gets his ult.
maybe playing Kiko on this.
Don't block the dog.
Gonna have the info and has the angle. That's big. Nice pick there at the start.
Yeah, nicely done on this one. They take out a big player in terms of the ult, and this was just a nice round, right? Too many ults for them to sit back and just wait to get exec'd on. So they played off-site over towards A and aggro over towards B.
I feel like they've had them for a few rounds now, and now they've just stacked up 3, and now they don't even get to use one of them.
And now it's interesting to like, are they gonna try and use this? And this is good fake pressure now if they wanted to go take middle.
Play the Sky getting wide, then
they're actually gonna fade ult,
and then trying to bait out with the dog.
Okay, maybe not.
Peeks into the upper, and that happened. They got their man advantage. They backed off of the setup, but now here comes the B site hit.
Yeah, Camo gonna take down Enzo. This now has to depend on the likes of Kiko to do some damage here, but already you can see the threat that he's under.
Oh,
Camo's gonna take down
yeah, nice nade, I guess, on this one as well. Couldn't hear it.
Ult's now being
ult goes in. They have the safe plant on this one. The ult's nice because it wraps around here, so you have like a lot of pressure either side, and it gets a little bit of the choke point over towards spawn. This is a nice ult. Does give him a little freedom to just kind of spam, but it also gives him a little cubby at the back. Yeah, and this is why he has to be scared of all of these areas.
Position here, trying to clear.
Gotta keep an eye on the guy over towards main. Are they gonna save?
Looks like they're about to save, maybe?
I mean, they've got to call it soon, right?
Yeah, they're out.
That's it. Mystic. Going for a repeat on that. A little dangerous and a little risky with the operator. Prize possession at this point, but again, another
yeah, and I mean, nice side hit from Koi. It felt like Enzo probably with the numbers had to play retake.
Yeah, I mean, it looks so good for Team Liquid at the start of the round.
When he's out of control for Koi, oh, it's really good, yeah.
You know, in the middle of saying like, oh, look, the way they did
like, what, this is 9K, 9K.
They gave the pick, they got out, they were able to reset. Everything looked so good to them. And then here comes the fade ulti into the site, the full hit from Koi. And what happens? Team Liquid lose 2 right there on the entry, and they don't even get another kill. So it's like, what are we doing? Like, we have the man advantage. We know like all these ultis are coming. Why are we still kind of in the site in this type of situation where we could get punished for this? Okay.
What the hell? Bro, we get a whole season of these two?
Pardon me?
Do you not like Barbar's cam?
No, I love the camera, but I don't know, I'm not sure about the noises that were coming out of the mouth.
Well, hey, it's working. 5-2. All right, that's how you beat Liquid.
Yeah, well, I mean that's part of how you beat Liquid. It's nothing new here. It's
This is just a kind of look back almost on that last season. A lot of the key things still looking good for Koi.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, in my mind, Team Liquid did look good initially. They came in with some nice ideas, a nice, a couple of competent
Bacon's first chance to have
there were some unfortunate rounds, to be fair, but again, there were also player mistakes that opened up that opportunity. Now it's going down at ramp, right? Repeat that round, he may get that kill every single time afterwards, but it is what it is. It's how it works. Yampi getting caught in the ult as well in middle. So these key rounds slipping away has now pumped the brakes. Like, we're going to call the timeout. I don't know what the adjustment is, though. What do you say in this instance?
If I'm the coach,
well, only mid-game impact, keeper. Relax yourself.
The right idea. It's our
Nick, thank you so much with the 4 months, man. Appreciate the tier 1.
So, you know, we got the opening pick on this other round, and then we give it up afterwards because we're getting site exec on, and we're trying to hold this site.
Okay, no armor op gets thrown out. He buys his teammate a gun. Shadow still has his ult. And what is the change up? Koi? Dude, Koi are just in for the insta-B here.
Everything's going well. Just stick to the plan.
What they got? Just another breach ult.
Let's see if that resides.
And do we actually leave site this time? Yes, we do. Ooh, nice smoke.
These full execs are coming, and I mean, you can already look at the site itself.
Damn, they got onto site without using the breach ult. Oh man, Koi have owned this round.
This should force Camo away.
And it's a good plant for B main.
This should be the springboard towards the site.
Koi has the breach ulti.
Yeah, dude, they're in such a good position.
Really
and they have the smoke down to spawn.
As soon as they start trying to do something, it's going to come out.
I get spam though, maybe.
Get caught by it.
And as soon as they drop, they just ult in. Don't even need to ult in, they just stun in, they save the ult. Oh, okay. Really want to secure this one. Ult comes in. This is nice from Koi, just straight up hit over towards B site.
Gonna have to fall away from Koi. These site takes are great. To be fair, they're great. They're looking well.
Baku, how we doing, man? Thank you for the 14 months. Appreciate you, dude. Good to see you as well. Dave again, yeah, they might not even be able to.
Start falling away. Nice shot, but it doesn't really matter. Rifle gone.
Guy over towards heaven. Omen should have him.
Reasons to chase.
Yikes.
Yeah, strong.
Not good.
This is a really strong attack half already. They actually look very good.
Team Liquid here, it's slipping away from them a little bit. Like round by round, it's slipping. And I have to go back to the point that it's not too like far gone, but what we see from Koi was pretty brilliant actually. We saw a pace change. Usually they've been kind of like slowly working.
Yeah, they've been doing slow default and then they just mix it up with a straight up sight hit.
Across a ramp, maybe the Fade Prowler to help set them up. And then as soon as they do that, they go into middle, but they don't do anything right away with middle. They usually go back and re-clear the extremity first.
Force them to an eco. Koi's money is really it's done for the rest of the half, no matter
they
what.
Run into the site for free because Team Liquid's playing the retake. They're not expecting that.
Yeah, this is going to be now an uphill struggle. Of course,
it looks like Liquid have been wanting to punish over towards middle at one point during this game, but it kind of never came. They went a bit too early
and that's about it.
When we saw it the other time.
Liquid need to figure this out fast, otherwise Koi gonna just start walking away with this game. Credit to Koi for playing well, but as I said, those opportunities slipping between the fingertips here for Liquid.
I wonder, with that info that there's a player in vent, are they going to pump again like they did in the previous round and just throw a flash, throw anything to find out, hey, are Team Liquid still here? If they are, maybe we see the Sky Flash and the Raise Nade coming out right away, and then we could just like run to the other site. And right now, we saw that disengage from Koi. They kind of gave up middle. They let Team Liquid take a peek, see nothing. Now Team Liquid's moving to the next spot. Honestly, so many good things from Koi right now.
Yeah, and they actually look good.
Very impressive.
Look really good.
Feeling the pace of the game perfectly. Kind of got Liquid wrapped around their little finger.
Ball comes in again, stack over towards A, and I mean, Koi have options. They've got one over towards B, one over towards A. Ball goes in for B.
I mean, if you're
Liquid have a camera, that's about it.
Part of that, but again, you got to give credit here to Koi. This wasn't just a
random bit of luck. They're so like calm with it.
As you said,
they're real calm. They're taking like no actual chances.
Seeing nothing and then going for the gamble stack on A. And to be fair, in one of the previous rounds, Koi did go for that A hit as well. So it may be an educated guess, but credit to Koi in this for reading it and really playing this to the best of their capability. And really, at this point, what are you meant to do?
It's like that martial arts stuff where you kind of like use your opponent's momentum against them, so you like flip them on their backs, whatever. That's what Koi is doing to Liquid right now. They understand how Liquid's playing their defense right now with all the proactivity.
Yeah, and look at this. They're even aware that they might just try and all die from the spike over towards here, and they have a guy set up to do a crossfire. Oh man, this is this is two good ults that could farm.
And then we're going to be able to like walk into a free site.
Who gets them all? Wow, I thought they'd be.
Keep in mind the finances
they'd be able to get more than that.
Robust. Yes, Liquid will take it, but
I mean, it doesn't matter about money now in terms of Koi. It's more just trying to get some ults online.
7 rounds to the name after what looked like a great start from Liquid. A lot of key things we were taking. We go, okay, this is good. Late round re-clearing aggression, taking map control, all of the stuff you tick the box for, and then we go to round 3.
Yeah.
And it's not recovered since. I don't really know what Liquid can do at this point. It comes down to the players now, as you said, kind of executing the plan.
7 on attack.
In mind, this is a huge chance for them. They have, I mean, one ult.
This is like one of those comps that's meant to lock down defense.
The only one with it online at this point. Same to be said on the other side, but still, nothing key to change the outcome.
It doesn't matter, because last time they had ultis, Yampi instantly died after popping his ulti, and Kiko popped his Raise Rocket and just used it as a zoning ulti until he got grenaded down at the sidewalk. So it doesn't really matter that much.
A bit of pressure over towards middle, bit of pressure over towards B, and then instant group up towards A. Early camera to spot, 1 kill trip,
I would say
lower.
Both teams, I saw more value from Koi, especially with that Fade ulti into B site on that one round, the Raise Rocket entry as well. I think there's been good moments
All
there,
about the Fade eye, really.
Good value out of
Into
their
the Fade eye go.
Nats last time didn't have a
Back
great
of sight,
start
or
into this.
Liquid have a good
Need him
chance.
to do a little better here. Normally noted for it. Enzo already falling.
They TP into heaven, the Fnatic.
It leaves Nats on Island. Does have support from CT and a great shot. Going to alleviate some of that pressure coming through, but now Nats goes re-exploring. This time he's got it. Clears out camo and now controls the space.
Keep an eye on this though. This guy's left spawn and fought over towards site. What a weird round this is.
This could be a re-clear. It's almost a switch of sides.
Let them have CT.
You know, no paranoid to play with. Maybe waiting on the smoke to come back around here and just pausing for a second. TP.
Yeah, I think he was going to grab the spike with that.
I don't think that was a good enough trade here. Now down to a 2v2. They've got to know that Nats was still around by sight. That's not a surprise. I don't know if they've had contact on Yampi yet. Probably. But what can Shadow and Shados do? Nats goes walking and gets the timing just right. Spike does go back to handle with 15 seconds. It's limited options here for Shadow and Yampi. Was catching the cross, he catches the play.
The Liquid setup was pretty good here. It got really weird. I'm surprised they left spawn. Then it turned really weird, especially with the Omen ult.
I thought that push by Nats there was super sketchy. I was actually getting a little bit nervous.
I like this strat though. This is like the Fnatic one, right? Where they just do the A hit and then the Omen TPs into smoke.
Yeah.
But I think that push into screens there by Liquid, it was actually smart. And the reason why is because they identified that Omen had his ulti up.
Yeah.
So what was going to happen if they just sat around A site is Koi could have gone to B, had the Omen do his ultimate, pick up the spike, and then plant on B.
Koi
So
like if Koi win this, their chances of getting 9 is through the roof. They're so close to so many big ults.
We've lost.
If the right people get the right kills on this one, it could go pretty good for them. Dog goes in to set up the AWP.
Playing Kiko again. Saw that worked quite well on the B site before. Just opting for the angle for now. Not going to explore too far, but he's got plenty of targets.
Prowler goes in. He has options here. He has nades, ult.
But he doesn't bite too much. Not this time.
Camo got to be careful. Down to 30.
Yeah, and he kind of popped his ult to save his teammate here, though. But the insta Omen ult over towards screens. Nicely done for Yampi. Yeah, this is still doable in terms of 1v2.
Situation for Liquid. Heroics from him, and it's all Gravino. The 1v2. He's got time, but he's got
they handled it well in terms of doubling up here.
It's worked for Mystic.
Not bad. It's a nice attempt. Honestly, the Omen ult was pretty good. No one close enough to hear it.
That's an angle that you love to have the Phantom on. But when we were sitting there looking at the 2-6 scoreline, I was thinking to myself, Liquid need to get at least 4 rounds here to be comfortable going into the second half. They have 4 with the potential to get 5 right now. So without trying to jinx anything, you know, we might have a game on our hands here, but we're so close to so many different ultis here. We're getting like 2 off
this
of
is
the
the scary
ulti.
one.
We're getting 1 off the rocket for camo, and then on the flip side of it, we're a couple off of well, we're 1 off Yampi's ult. See if he can get any value with that this time.
So cursed. Kiko still gonna get away without revealing the operator, but I mean it's still relatively telling. Again.
He through the smoke broke this, and you would imagine they think that the rifle's there.
Place that they like to pressure. This has been a pressure point. You can see the Shadow teeing up the utility. Prowler handle.
Guido clears all of A. So, well, I say all of A, only the top
side of the map. So looking like they do want to put pressure towards mid. This should be
drop it.
Kiko's moments and a missed shot. Camo gonna find it, and that's a problem.
Flash goes deep over towards A, hits 1 as well. That keeps the stack here.
More options. Had to use a little bit of utility to clear through, but they're still gonna be happy enough. And this is a problem. Yampi, no way! Mystic went down.
Camo still got a kill with it.
Maybe the survivor's kill was enough. Eventually, Shadow's gonna find him, but it's Nats and Enzo with a late look through middle and Shade.
Yeah, and this one's done, especially as Shadow gets plant, gets his ult. 8 rounds on attack.
Behind the curve.
You don't need to have that much awareness to deal with someone shooting like that, though.
Cruelty, Josh.
30 seconds left.
Again, sights theirs. Nats can quietly come over here.
Oh, okay, they got the orb anyway. Okay, got the orb to get the ult to get over towards the site. Damn, they really want to take no chances on this. Connor, thank you so much for the 9 months, man. Appreciate the tier 1.
Good things going there. Getting just mixing up the difference between going with the Sky's info, with the flash, with the dog, with the peek, and then sometimes the Sky's on the opposite side of where the opper is, so that you don't know if is the Sky setting up the op by getting direct info or indirect info. Oh, the Sky sees people outside A, okay, you can get the deep line at B. Okay, you're going to move up with the dog and peek behind it. So I think that Liquid had some pretty good ideas there, but it just fell short on too many different occasions. Missed op shot in that last round, for example.
Yeah, and we got to remember that in terms of pistols, 1-0 up as well. So this was like a very, very dominant half. But Koi really actually did look good. There was a lot of nice stuff from them. They handled the situation as well. They were just ready for instant reactions all the time. This fade is actually doing a good amount. 3 people here still. Oh, how's that bounced off of?
Again, Koi just being aggressive in this. I mean, they do have rounds to play with, and they have
yeah, no spike though on this one, and Enzo manages to get out of there. They get a good plant over towards B main.
Enzo's position.
And this is nice. The contact from heaven.
Do they even clear it? They're considering it. They absolutely
yeah, there's a really strong crossfire. Double pistol for Liquid.
From Enzo there. And that's going to give Team Liquid a chance in this.
And I think one thing that we're going to see from this map is also how Liquid's going to probably go into their Ascent. Split and Ascent can play a very similar style in some weird, obscure way on their attack side, right? So we're going to see that, though. We saw heavy emphasis towards A, and then what that actually does is it sets up the 2-man B walk with the spike, and then the players are able to kind of like trickle around and be like, there's like 3 or 4 different lurkers every round for this team. So I think that's what we're going to see them kind of emphasize a lot on this map and Ascent on their attacks.
And Koi not really slowing down on the aggression, putting high priority towards B main control. Gonna get the ult orb, but
yeah, they get the orb, that's about it. See how much damage Koi can do on this one, if any.
And that's about it. So not
You
really
stack.
looking for too much here. Already probably got what they wanted, at least with the ult orb. Can they do some more damage though? Potentially force a little bit more of a repurchase for Liquid. Plenty of players on the right side for now, at least, but I wonder if Liquid continue on this pathing.
Smoke at least creates a little bit of pressure, right? Vision block, vision block.
They didn't do a good job of this on defense, was getting an advantage and then keeping that advantage. And I think right now, that's what they're trying to focus on and let Koi kind of make the next mistake. And this is something that Koi did really well
Yeri, thank you so much, man. Yeri _ B with the 13 as well.
You know, is Koi gonna
thank you with the tier 1.
Rotate? Are they gonna peek for info?
Yari, right?
Team Liquid right now, and it looks like that's actually happening.
Yeah, being rewarded for their patience here. They're gonna find Starkzo in middle. Now there is a lot of players on this side, but again, weapon should outdo it, and it
one
does.
Armor rebuy, one gun rebuy.
Very well approached, very
Plan.
well rounded. This looks good. This could be a game on our hands now, right? Like we're getting to the point where the scoreline doesn't look as egregious. You start forgetting some of the issues from that first half. You think, oh, 6-8, we've got a game on. But again, this does come back to, does Koi then have those adjustments we were looking through, I guess, from regular season, or at least kickoff, not regular season? Have they done the work we were looking for here? Does Liquid have the capability to keep doing this? Again, this is similar to the start of the first half too, so can't read too much into it yet. But this is the bonus round. I mean, maybe could be telling going.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
when's that going to happen?
What we saw at kickoff between these two
Next
teams
year.
against each other was that the matches always
instant disrespect of the one way over towards B, and then they put a default grip aggro, so they can't re-push into B main. So I like this.
A lot of Liquid showing up. It's not just
they
one
kind of
player
B
here or there.
default
It's like
trip to make sure they can't push, and then they can
couple of
heavily,
missed
in
shots
theory,
from, Nats on
send
that one
more
round.
over
That was a
towards
pretty
middle,
pivotal
but
round that probably
do have
cost a
2
couple
B
of
main.
rounds. But it's like they're all kind of they're not really overheating except for that Yampy one round, for example.
Forced out a little bit, but it is a bonus.
Start for Kiko there, looking to pressure towards Heaven early, but they have managed to slip the net a touch. Yampy in a position deeper towards the
I like doing this with 2, and then they have to try clear it at the same time.
The paranoia just around the corner is actually going to clip towards Nats, but it plays in Yampy.
This is really cool. That's a nice idea. I've never seen anyone double walk out and then hold the crossfire for when they try and re-clear this. This is a sick idea.
There is still pressure in this, and there are 2 rifles up for grabs. They've got a couple of upgrades here as well. Mystic makes the most of his. This is ideal. This is a fantastic round. As Starkzo, his options are done here.
Yeah, and he's saving on this one as well, so they get upgrade. Money. Bro, so nice.
You got it, because like we're getting really close to an Enzo.
Yeah, this was just a sick round, right? So this wall is vision block, right? Smoke. You create pressure over towards middle, so they have to fight middle, so you know they're over towards B heaven, or at least this side of the wall. And then you walk here and you get one here. They got to re-clear. When they do re-clear, they have a good crossfire. And basically, this guy made sound, and I mean, I've never seen a double lurk out. It's either everyone lurking or just one person getting to the back of sight. So this guy distracts, and they just don't think there's anyone back of sight. This is pretty cool. But nice, like, it's such a risky play that for a bonus round, it's pretty good.
So I'm going to do that right now for him.
What a nice guy.
It was an impact to death. That's what I like to do.
That sounds like the most steal thing ever. Like,
it's
even in my death, I promise you, it's really valuable. I love the way this is just what you've told yourself throughout the years. But there is validity to it. Again, you got to look at the value they just want.
Force him down to an eco. Oh man, he was feeling it. He was feeling the judge. Puts it away. They got one hero gun, which they saved.
So they are going to be coming in with Sheriffs and that one
same
remaining
wall,
rifle that
same
Starkzo
retake
managed
wall.
to get away with. But beyond that, this should now be, I don't want to say a walk in the park, but this is Liquid probably closing the gap. I'm a little worried about
Done to enable the gun.
Though, but how much does Starkzo get? He is chomping at the bit here, and the reveal is dangerous. Starkzo, can he live? Can he survive?
Still
He's still here. He's got to back away from this. Already finding value is great.
Yeah, once they're getting fought over towards middle means that, once they're kind of fighting over towards A means that middle's clear.
Yeah, and we're going to see this actually.
A lot of space while that's happening.
Coming through the vents. They're going to be able to get the crossfire and the backstep onto A heaven here.
Yampy, yeah, beautiful work.
Yeah, they just weren't expecting them to take so much space silently.
Waiting for them to clear through from heaven. It's a great recovery from Liquid after there was genuine threat and danger. For the last player remaining, Gravino, not going to have any play this round. Very well maintained by Liquid there. You could see the idea from Koi, but again, that pressure in heaven, clearing back through, not falling too foul to Starkzo's, I guess, attempt towards main.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that, well, I had a few things written down for Team Liquid here, and part of it was like what their strengths were was their individual skill, their aggression, their confidence. Their weaknesses was overheating and coordination, and especially it's the coordination
The
on
Koi
their
wall,
attack side, because
it's
they
just
rely on the
blocking
individual
vision at the
skill so
beginning,
much,
right?
because they
So
rely on
when you have to go
lurkers,
through this, this is like. This is B site, right? And this is, sorry, this is A site, and this is just like the entrance into it. Blocks the entrance into it where you go into like this area, so you have to worry about sight. And then that's like one usage, so you can play the crossfire like this, hold it strong, and it just blocks off the site for retaken. Hopefully that drawing makes sense.
Would be going, you know, when they have a red light, and not enough people were going when they had a green light, and it caused like this mismatch of, okay, Yampi's all the way up there, but you know these guys are all the way back there.
The perfect crosshair, bro. It's all personal preference, man.
You know, as soon as they get a little bit of pressure at A main, they're like, oh wait, they're fighting us right now. They're backed off. Oh, you should have some space at middle. Go up middle. Okay, the middle guys are up. They're in A heaven. They're fighting. Okay, now we reactivate. And I think this is kind of like the change that we expected to see or hope to see. Yeah, we hope to see it. I mean, we expected.
How was that, Joran?
Sure.
But
you know.
Still, yeah, he's been talking a lot.
What you get. And right now, you know, does it look like they used the last month to
once we get the mini map, it'll be easier.
Get to the VOD review, look at kind of what was going wrong and kick off. Hey, guys, like we're on the right path, but right now what's happening is our coordination and our timings are whack.
Yeah.
We're going, you know, let's fix this. Let's make sure that once we've done our job, we chill, we wait for
I would have their visas. Is that true? That's nice.
We can't just like
do they get back in time? Yeah,
and
they would.
We're seeing that paying off right now. Obviously, you know, 8-8 isn't the scoreline that you want to be sitting here talking about when we're praising them. But considering they had such a, you know, deficit in the first half, 2-8 or whatever the scoreline was.
Do they get any practice? No.
They're doing pretty good.
Pretty much no practice.
I think this is marked improvement in areas that were worrying. Again, if we'd come into this game and we're an 8-8, and let's say, I don't know, Nats and Kiko are having a nuts performance, they were just kind of not necessarily hard carrying, but you know that like they're having big impact. It kind of then hides all the crimes and the sins of the actual roster that maybe they hadn't adjusted throughout the little bit of downtime between kickoff and now. But it's not the case. We're seeing everyone on Liquid doing pretty well for themselves. We're seeing them looking like they've adjusted some of those issues. So this is all kind of looking like it's teeing up to they could have fixed some of the
Both update, it's next week.
I guess the look then towards Koi, because first half looked kind of like
just John, yeah, John's the only one without it at the moment.
To see a similar look where they still looked as confident, comfortable, individually impactful, a lot of things that Koi looked great at during kickoff, but now it's like, okay, do they have that adjustment on the second half here? Do they have that growth area as well? Because we've seen Liquid kind of tick in the box. They've closed the gap here. They've looked good doing it. Now we have to ask the question towards Koi. Obviously, we are in a tech pause here. This isn't a tactical one. I think the producer did tell me what it was. Didn't listen. Sorry, Alberto. But they're investigating. That's why. Someone is out there with their little investigator hat on, figuring out what the problem is. But still, it's are those key markers there for Koi as well to show that
Woot, yeah, Woot is meant to be here third week.
You know, if you're a team, if you're finishing towards mid.
How have Liquid been doing? Oh man, the first half was the first half did not fill me with any confidence. Second half has been a lot better, but they also have one double pistol, so we'll need to see more Byrons.
So the question is, how are we going to see that with Koi now?
Is Weber playing for week 1 and week 2? No, they said the mini boo's going to fly out. So it will just be the same lineup they've been using.
Liquid thing, it's like they really focused on playing into their strengths and making sure that their strengths are sorted. But when we look at Koi right now, we know that their strength was their attack side and their weakness was the mid rounds and their defense. And the reason why defense is so hard is because you can't have all 5 players on the same page going towards like one coordinated effort. Hey, we're going to take middle. Once we have middle, you guys are going to do that. And once you do that, we're going to do this. And then we're going to end here. It's very easy.
They could always start slow, at least into the year if you're looking at that, yeah.
Everyone knows what to do.
Do you make flowcharts?
I don't make flowcharts, but like I mean, it's like more of like a mental.
Yeah, Woot's pretty unreal.
So when you go into the defense side here, you
Why did Mini step down from Fnatic? More of just a lifestyle thing. I think it's a lot of pretty full on.
And if-then statements. People need to make their own. Internally, just decide like, hey, if this is going to happen, I'm going to do that. And you can't have one.
I imagine that the assistant coaching is much more chilled out though, to be fair. But
you can't do this.
Okay, in terms of where we are, money is low for Koi, so second buy round for them.
Control these unit groups and whatever. Like you're not a commander, so you're there, you're doing your own thing, and you're part of the map. And you're like, oh, they're doing this stuff. Like I can suggest something across the map to you. Like, hey, they're doing this. These are your 3 options. Pick one and do something. And if the players that are on the other side of the map don't make a good plan, or don't make the plan in time, or don't execute it on a timely fashion, then that's when things fall apart. And you know, if you're Koi and you are the coach or the IGL and you're on this off season and you're looking at what do we need to focus on? Well, our attack game plans are solid right now. We don't really need to focus too much on that. Let's focus on our defense a little bit. Let's focus inwards and figure out what are we doing.
They can't talk during tech pauses? Nah, no one can. That's why we paused after.
But it does feel almost harder because you are.
I think this is a good timeout for them in terms of like second buy rounds. This could be one of those halves where they could get nothing into it if they don't actually win one of these big buy rounds. So.
It's a very clear-cut plan. You can kind of work through it. You don't get to determine that pace or whatever thrown at you on the defensive side. So this will be quite a test of the individuals and their capability to question, to find out, to find those answers.
Okay, what do
and again, it was
Koi want to do on this one? They changed up the wall. The earlier wall was this that I was talking about, right? Pressure over towards here, crossfire, and then retake on site. Bad arrows. So they changed to just the normal wall. I'm pretty sure they're only doing this wall on pistol and eco, because it creates pressure and you can retake easy.
Relieve us of any of those worries from that kickoff side, which I think we're being very honest about this, but neither of these teams would have been happy with their kickoff results. I think that's a
Fade I goes deep over towards A, clears all of this out.
Be taken towards middle to begin with.
Yeah, so Nance goes back to clear. Just make sure that no one pushed up close to his wire.
With our composition,
Enzo gonna go dog towards A to try and pull a rotate, and then they're gonna walk towards middle. Or flash deep.
Real value with the breach stun. So right now it's a hit and it's a miss. They don't have a turret to get triggered. They don't have a camera. They don't have trip wires. They don't have alarm bots.
I'm just gonna get pretty low here though.
They have to spread out. We see, you know, over on A.
And maybe this op is gonna get thrown to someone else so that they can enter the site.
Immediately, maybe she can get on a deeper line. But then Omen's sitting here holding B all by himself as well.
If they get over towards the site, they have ult, and Grabino has flash and smoke, and this smoke just came down, so this is going to be this smoke here for 15 seconds, and then he has a flash. Dude, I don't think they can win this round. This flash is going to be so good, right?
This is a lot of pressure in your hands. You got to find a little bit of value.
Yeah, that's it done. That was the only kill that could have saved Liquid in terms of this round.
Back in from heaven. 13 seconds. Liquid leaving this so late in the day. But Mystic on the bailout. Nats on the follow-up. They need a
no way. Oh my, that was...
They got to get it down. Spike's down, but so are the rest of the side. Nats the only one standing in a 1v1. Ult going to come through looking like Quake. But already Stark's going to reveal his position. Going to drop one down, and now there's problems. Oh, Nats! You are filthy!
Oh my god, how on earth did they manage to win this round? That should never have happened, bro. Some of the whiffs over towards back of sight, that was not the one. Nicely done from Nats. That was huge. But...
he's so clear cut. He's a good boy.
And such a big buy round.
Like nice one.
Well, one in Germany. So
later.
I love how like so many people would start freaking out with like 12 seconds left on the clock, and you're like, oh my god, there's 12 seconds left. It only takes 4 seconds to plant the spike or whatever, you know, roughly. So you don't have to stress out in those situations. And part of the reason why those situations work is that Koi's going to be in positions that they can't really get
big
great fights. They're
going to be there, bro. They had no right winning that round.
So Team Liquid.
They were like, if you're watching that one back, it's like Koi gonna be kicking us off.
This practice game,
VOD review
we're
round.
not gonna do anything but hitting in the last 20 seconds, just so we can get
most rounds of VOD review
being
rounds,
on low time and being able to still get into the site, get the spike planted.
Yeah, this default with this trip is so nice. K-Corp, like you know old K-Corp when it was like Nivera and Scream, had like 2 really good things. This trip in terms of default was really nice for taking B main, and the smoke on loads us over towards C is really strong. Yeah, look how hard that is for them to clear, and then they know that they're going aggro again. It's really cool. It's a nice shot from Grabino though.
had to do something. You're working with bits and pieces. And actually, Grabino's found
crouched it.
a bit of a problem here. Gets the TP back away, and he's got...
Omen TP's to back aside to help him out. Breach all comes in as well. This is a nice round from Koi in the end, though.
They made a mountain out of a molehill, and Mystic and Enzo are in tatters. Enzo looking to try and recover. He does well to find two, but this now is down to Mystic. He's got to do so much.
He gets a stun on the breach, gets a spike.
Whoa.
Hello, what is going on here? This is
I mean, the breach ate the Omen flash, so we didn't hear it.
A great deal to play with, but you told me it only takes 4 to plant, so it's not a problem. Mystic now, what do you do with this? You've got to commit to this one. And he does. Oh,
nicely done, Yem from Koi. So the only round they won so far on defense was a thrifty. Grabino honestly hit the shot that made it all doable.
That's like a prime example of Liquid not kind of having that coordination. What happens? They go 1 for 1 at B main. Not the end of the world. They know Koi's fighting for B main. What does that mean? It means mid's probably open. So what happens? Liquid moves up mid. 3 of them. They're backstabbing B site. Yes, Omen ultis from A over into the back of the B site, but what happens next is Nats, the solo person B main, walks into them when he knows his teammates up B heaven. He doesn't have to go anywhere. All he has to do is wait there and wait to see if they push him. If they push him, cool, he kills them. If they don't push him, cool, his teammates come from the back, and then he
that's a nice Viper roll. You get a lot of space over towards him.
He goes out too early, he overheats. And this is the prime Liquid issue that they had all of kickoff, and that's what you hope to see them
some
fix.
of this money's low. I mean, honestly, if Koi lose this, might even be the map.
That's gonna be you know the coaches are kicking themselves too. You know they're sat there and they've seen that and they're just devastated. Again, it happens, but you don't want it around like that. And
oh my god, 6 HP, 7
damage,
HP.
It doesn't really matter at
there
this
is a
point.
hill, so Nats at least goes back up.
Yeah. So Enzo being alive even on 6 HP is so valuable. Nats is back to breathing.
3 pass and stack. Original A hit's been stopped, so they try and just prod over towards A main. They've definitely been watching some Sentinel stuff, I feel like.
I mean, it's hard enough as an IGL when that happens. It's like, oh man.
Don't do this to me. But at this point, I mean, what do Liquid have here? They've got Heaven control, they've got a little bit of a step towards A, but there is still 3 players here. This is a lot to handle. Mid is out of the question, it looks like, at least for now. Maybe they want to test this, but that Viper's Pit is going to be holding. This is hard to clear.
Trying to pinch this guy, but
go back towards his
25 seconds.
The problem is, look at Cameron's position. I kind of like this, going late lurking, but again, Nats gets rewarded. That's better. That's what he wanted probably in the previous round, but this patience
15
pays,
seconds.
And now they're rewarded towards
Breach on site.
There's 1 player on the site. How much damage can one man do? These late round hits now starting to become a factor.
Great smoke for him to play around with, and that's lovely. Just realizing they might push into the smoke. Safe plant goes out.
And everything looking good here for
Liquid kind of still this round.
And stabilization is it's like one of those things where it sounds super obvious and easy to pull off, but it's one of those things where when you're in the moment and all this chaos is happening,
I think Nozo is the right play no matter what. I mean, it creates,
hey,
you want to,
even though we're kind
depending
of
on how much
field,
info they've found out, yeah, pretty much.
And let things simmer, and then maybe something happens in our way. And I think one of the things that was really cool here from what Liquid did this round was they put the pressure on
this
the
money is not great. Like these two are wrecked.
The bottom of the middle at the same
1-9 for everyone that died, and then 1,000 for these. This can be a drop because he has light armor and full util, so they will be able to buy, and it's pretty much just down to the fact that Grabino is
Team Liquid was able to move up into the site again.
Saving all
There's
the
like 8
util.
seconds left as they sprayed the smoke. They got the kill on the site. They're able to get the plant with like 1 second left, but that's all you need. All you need is 1 second. So if you're going to bait out all this utility, which you have to do, there's nades, there's mollies, there's smokes, there's stuns, there's aftershocks, flashes, everything. So why not like bait it out? It's going to take a while.
Yeah. It's,
I think Fnatic will qualify for the next Masters. Yeah, I do think so.
Me, like flashbacks that it's all going to go wrong after that. That they're just going to start. You know, that doubt comes in. But this is a really big course correction. Probably puts them right back to believing in the plan for Liquid. For Koi, I'm curious, right? They've only had 1 round on this half so far. The score is very forgiving because of that first half.
They still managed to buy, but the money's in the same situation again, where they're just 1 round from just kind of having to accept that this is 12.
I mean, that could be critical, but again,
Kiko 1 away, so orbs are big. This is the same wall that someone asked about, right? So initial pressure over towards here, right? That you have to walk through into a crossfire that could be a 3-person crossfire, right? So it means that you can't solo walk over towards A, at least comfortably without using a util, and it's good for retaking the site, right? They're on site and you can block here, and it blocks here as well if you want to retake here. It is a strong wall.
In the post play, like all the kills have already been decided by then, but
Liquid
not kind of
create
have,
pressure
like,
over
any creative way
towards
of
middle
using it as a fake
using
or using it to create
aggro
an
Viper
opening or be able
smoke,
to
right?
secure
Blocks
all of
vision,
middle so you
blocks
can do
vision.
this kind of like ping pong
Boy,
back and
clear
forth thing.
this. And
We're not
probably
seeing any of
just
that,
in
but we're gonna
time
see
they
a
clear
full
this, and
A
they
hit.
know that they
But
can now
a
hit over
decent
towards
read
the
from Koi.
sites. Back the sites.
Potentially.
And there's a lot of people here. Starkso can stay alive.
Quick execution. Now Heaven's being flooded. Good damage, but no kill. Again, Nat's getting maybe a little ahead of himself there. Maybe didn't need to take that fight individually.
Man, I love Steel here. And they can't force through this. They got to go Heaven. Guys, you can't force through this. You got to go Heaven.
We're changing, we're learning, we're growing. Mystic waiting as well. There is a very clear choke point. Now they're going to force the hand to make them go through Heaven. And look at the space being taken behind them. I like this. Mystic and Yampi considering it. Spray comes in, but it's not going to come next. So now they've got to try and take that space back from Heaven. They're going to fly towards the side. And actually, Callow doing really well. Clears through. Ult comes in. May not be pretty, but it gets the job done. Shadow and Shados not in a position to do wonders. Yampi
nicely handled in the end. Starkso just needed to stay alive, and it was more just the fact that Kiko was literally just like so fast on top of him. When they heard the util, I didn't see how many Omen flashes, smokes they had left, but kind of needed an Omen smoke to help him out on site.
They have to kind of just be like, you know what, let's just do it properly this one time to make him sound silly.
Hey, but it worked. It got them where they needed to be. This is what you were looking for, if anything.
Might be over with this round, yeah. I mean, the ecos haven't been convincing though in terms of cleaning up the ecos, so there's still that.
The round, like, why? It's like, I'll tell you why. They go into the site, right?
Yep.
Kiko does a double satchel in. He kills the Fade on the site.
Oh my god.
Here it is. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, they have the site free. They're gonna flood in and get the spike plant. So where is Team Koi located on the map? They're probably in Heaven or probably rotating to Heaven.
Yes.
So why do you need to go? You have the man advantage, you have the spike planted, and your teammates are all, they haven't stabilized. Bring that word back up from a round ago. So let your team stabilize, get into like
frustration of this one, especially been 8-4 up at the half.
Opponents are coming in for the retake. That's when you can jam them. But like they're still clearing out they're clearing out like Heaven. They're clearing out ramp still, and you're peeking into them. You're giving them what they want to be able to have.
Which region is the least competitive? You put all the regions together, China loses. Like from a 1 to 11, China loses. But they're behind. They've just been, I mean, they're like 2 years behind in terms of when they're allowed to play the game.
They got away with it. There wasn't a huge issue, but you could see that if other teams are watching this and they're seeing opportunities, if Nats is still overheating, if there are gaps still to this, there are opportunities. There's a first glimpse that these players are going to get of the teams after kickoff break, during Madrid. So again, for Liquid, this is probably going to be a VOD check-in and a kind of question mark put towards this because again,
dude, they managed to force this. Wait, they must be missing util, right? Not too much. I mean, Stinger, Bulldog.
That's almost rewarded early on there. Starkso got to be very cautious here.
Yeah, we see the Fade ultis online for him. He's down to 20 health. He almost died there. Like, why
Weird
are
having
you
a
even
Fade solo play over towards A
on the site? You're gonna lose it, and then you don't even have the Fade ulti for the retake. So good decision here. He peels out. He's gonna go and switch weapons and get a little Bogdan Law going in, kind of.
That's a throwback of about 4 people, remember? Thank you for that one.
No, I think everyone no one forgets that.
Do you think so? That iconic. Well,
it's like a help sewer moment there, kind of.
Let's do Starkso can
they
get
fast flood with the Fade,
right?
all tap of the spike, that's the go, it hits 2. No one here to rush in.
But closing that gap, what are you going to do with it? Where is the value of this?
What was that?
Like,
there's 3 people on the site though.
Guys, they're on the site that they've planted at. Enzo, there has been no ability to close down on this ult. Enzo is going to be under a lot of pressure, but it plays in Mystic. Does very well here. Bails out Enzo to get away and then reaggress. Goes back for more and can't make the most of it. Shadow levies this down to a 2v3, favorable to Koi. The HP is low.
HPs though.
It's on Nats now, and that's good. He needs more though. Notice Starzo's up there, he's got such a good read on it, trying to toy with him, but now time is a problem. 6 bullets to play with. Oh my word! And he's done it! He forced Shadow off the spike, and that just needs to play this properly. And oh my, wait! Did he go too early? No,
damn, nicely played from Nats. Another one just added onto the list, I guess. Oh, this one got close. Oh my god, what was that from Koi though? Like, this Fade was just so nothing.
But then that's the second huge round.
He's like, do you want to flood in? No one's ready to flood in. Okay, I'm using my Fade ult. Like, what was the plan there?
Rounds like this in these clutches, he's allowed. Okay, you can.
He's still fabbing. Let him have it. Let him have it.
You can do a 1 or 2 overheats because I know that you're gonna get like, you're gonna make up for it twofold.
I mean, Nats played it like really well.
So dicey.
And he played the B one really well as well.
That is 12. And again, pause for Thor here. Poor old Barbar. Bless him.
Okay, 3 chances. Damn, they won 1 round and it was an eco on defense.
Again, if we're taking pause here, if we're taking stock, Koi only managing 1
Rubino
round
got
really
spammed down heavy with this wall as I guess he was jump spawning through it.
Issues and Liquid looking good on the attack. Coming back into this, the buy is there, but Rubino already taken a boatload of damage, and maybe just a spam through middle connecting, but they're trying to be proactive.
Yeah, they're trying to be proactive, and how on top of this is Nats. Meanwhile, this is happening, 3 people are walking into B. They take down the smoker though, and they plant for B main. Oh man.
Again, they've already got side control. That should be telling in itself.
And this is, again, coming back to the limitations of Koi's defense. Because of their composition, you know, they let Liquid walk into B-side for free, and now they're all the way deep in spawn, and they're jamming this. They're
jamming
the
crispy.
no for Koi.
Yeah,
and this one's fully done. He's got a judge.
Was just gorgeous. Where you off to?
It's last
yeah,
round.
This guy's tilted, man. Holy. Okay, nicely done. Double pistol made that a little bit easier for them, and Nats some hero plays as well in there. But the attack half, at least from both sides, to be honest, was very impressive.